Hello, everyone. Welcome back to our channel, U.S. Immigration. We hope you're doing great. In this video, we're going to talk about Trump's travel ban is now in effect. President Trump's expanded travel ban has taken effect, targeting 12 countries with full restrictions and 7 others with partial ones. Citing national security after a Colorado attack, Trump claims the move is necessary to prevent poorly vetted foreign nationals from entering the U.S. The video revives his first-term agenda with a more structured and legally cautious approach. If you're interested in this topic, please pay attention and watch the video through to the end to get all the information. Please hit like and subscribe, and don't forget to push the notification bell for an upcoming video. So, without any further delay, let's jump into the video. Just after midnight on Monday, a sweeping new executive order from President Donald Trump came into effect, marking one of the most extensive travel bans ever imposed by a U.S. administration. This video bars nationals from 12 specific countries from entering the United States and imposes partial restrictions on citizens from another 7. Citing the need for national security and tighter immigration enforcement following a violent incident in Colorado, Trump reinstated and expanded a policy reminiscent of the controversial 2017 travel ban implemented during his first term in office. The catalyst, Colorado attack, sparks renewed focus on immigration. Trump's announcement came in the wake of a firebombing incident in Boulder, Colorado, which he cited as justification for the travel ban. While the accused attacker is an Egyptian national, interestingly, Egypt is not on the current ban list. Trump used the event to highlight what he described as a failure in the U.S. vetting process for foreign nationals. In a recorded video statement, Trump declared, "The recent terror attack in Boulder, Colorado has underscored the extreme dangers posed to our country by the entry of foreign nationals who are not properly vetted, as well as those who come here as temporary visitors and overstay their visas. We don't want them." This framing allowed Trump to reintroduce a tough-on immigration stance that had been central to his political identity since his 2016 campaign, while making clear that future adjustments to the list of banned countries could be made as threats emerge around the world. Countries affected by the new ban. The ban is expansive, with full prohibitions on nationals from 12 countries: Afghanistan, Myanmar, Chad, Republic of Congo, Equatorial Guinea, Eritrea, Haiti, Iran, Libya, Somalia, Sudan, Yemen. In addition, heightened but partial restrictions apply to nationals from 7 other countries: Burundi, Cuba, Laos, Sierra Leone, Togo, Turkmenistan, Venezuela. These countries are, according to the White House, either deficient with regards to screening and vetting or pose a very high risk to the United States. Why these countries? The White House says this list results from a security review conducted by several federal agencies under Trump's directive on his first day back in office. The executive order tasked departments like the Department of Homeland Security and the Department of Justice with identifying countries where security vetting is insufficient. Several criteria were considered, including presence of terrorist organizations, failure to cooperate on visa and identity security, inability to verify traveler identities, poor record-keeping on criminal backgrounds, high rates of visa overstays. Countries like Somalia and Libya were noted for lacking a competent or cooperative central authority for issuing passports or civil documents, severely hampering identity verification. Others, like Cuba and Chad, were flagged for high visa overstay rates. According to a 2023 Department of Homeland Security report, Chad had a B1/B2 visa overstay rate of 49.54%, though this amounted to just 377 individuals due to low travel volume. By contrast, Spain had a 2.4% overstay rate, translating to over 20,000 people. How the ban will be enforced. The policy will primarily be enforced through the visa issuance process at U.S. consulates and embassies abroad. A State Department directive last week clarified that while existing visas from the 12 banned countries would not be revoked, any new visa applications, even if already approved, will be denied unless they fall under an exemption. Visa applicants from the affected nations will see their petitions rejected outright unless they qualify for narrowly defined exceptions. For those without a U.S. passport or valid visa waiver, gaining entry will be effectively impossible under this policy. Customs and Border Protection officers retain final authority at port of entry and are tasked with applying the ban rigorously. The Department of Homeland Security endorsed the policy as essential for garnering cooperation from foreign governments to accept deportation flights of their own citizens, strengthening national security and restoring integrity to the immigration system. Who is exempt? Despite its breadth, the executive order includes exemptions for several categories: lawful permanent residents, green card holders, travelers with dual nationality, if traveling on a non-banned passport, existing visa holders, immediate relatives of U.S. citizens with verified identity and relationship, special immigrant visa holders from Afghanistan, ethnic and religious minorities facing persecution in Iran, adopted children of U.S. citizens, athletes and teams attending global sporting events like the Olympics or World Cup. These carve-outs aim to shield individuals with strong humanitarian or national interest ties to the United States. However, exemptions are narrow and must be supported with clear and convincing evidence. How countries are responding. The international backlash has been swift and varied. Human rights organizations and foreign governments have condemned the policy as discriminatory and diplomatically harmful. Amnesty International decried the ban as discriminatory, racist, and downright cruel, calling it a dangerous regression in U.S. immigration policy. The African Union Commission expressed grave concern over the move, emphasizing its potential to damage decades of diplomatic, educational, and commercial ties. The African Union Commission respectfully calls upon the U.S. administration to consider adopting a more consultative approach and to engage in constructive dialogue with the countries concerned, it said in an official statement. Some governments have indicated a willingness to work with the U.S. on addressing its concerns. Somalia's ambassador to Washington, Tahir Hassan Abdi, stated that his country stands ready to engage in dialogue. Similarly, officials from the Republic of Congo suggested the ban may be due to a misunderstanding that they hope can be resolved. Others, however, have taken a more confrontational tone. Chadian President Mahamat Idris Deby announced a reciprocal policy, suspending visa issuance to U.S. citizens. He declared, "Chad has no planes to offer, no billions of dollars to give, but Chad has its dignity and pride." Venezuela's Interior Minister, Diosdado Cabello, warned nationals about the risks of visiting the U.S., describing the country as being run by bad people. Legal challenges and constitutional questions. As with Trump's first travel ban in 2017, legal challenges to the new policy are anticipated. However, legal experts note several key distinctions that may make this version more resilient. The 2017 ban was viewed by many as a Muslim ban, partly due to Trump's earlier campaign rhetoric calling for a complete shutdown of Muslims entering the U.S. The first iteration also took effect abruptly, creating chaos at airports and prompting emergency legal injunctions. That ban went through 3 major revisions before being upheld by the U.S. Supreme Court in 2018. It was then rescinded by President Joe Biden on his first day in office in 2021, who called it a stain on our national conscience. This latest iteration is more methodically crafted. Georgetown law professor Stephen Vladeck commented, "What's really striking about the latest iteration of this kind of travel ban is how radically different it looks from the clumsier, less careful attempts we saw during the first Trump administration. By tying the policy to objective visa overstay data, vetting deficiencies, and national security reports, the administration appears to be preemptively insulating the ban from charges of religious discrimination. What's next? The new travel ban is poised to become a central issue in the upcoming election cycle, as it serves not only as an immigration policy, but as a symbolic statement about Trump's broader national security priorities. Supporters argue the ban is a common-sense effort to keep the country safe from foreign threats, while opponents view it as a continuation of xenophobic policies that undermine America's values. Whether or not the policy survives legal scrutiny, it sets a precedent for how executive powers may be used to control immigration flows, particularly in moments of crisis or national trauma. Conclusion: President Trump's new travel ban marks a significant evolution in U.S. immigration policy, signaling a return to hardline enforcement with a more legally fortified structure. By combining national security imperatives with statistical data on overstays and identity verification challenges, The administration aims to weather both domestic and international criticism while pressing forward with its agenda. Though many nations are expressing outrage and legal challenges are imminent, the new ban also reflects a broader geopolitical recalibration where immigration policy is increasingly used as a tool of foreign policy and national defense. Whether this ban ultimately endures or is dismantled by courts or future administrations, it will undoubtedly shape the debate around immigration, diplomacy, and security for years to come. That is all for today in this video. What are your thoughts on this? Please let us know in the comments section below. Thanks for watching the entire video. Hopefully, the information is useful to you. See you later in the next video. Till then, take care